Alright, so now that I got your attention, what you saw was me rendering some bacon. Welcome, this is my first video on YouTube, and this morning we are going to make a potato, shrimp, and bacon chowder. If you saw my post on Facebook not too long ago, you know that I love this kind of weather just because of these kind of dishes. So I'm going to show you some of the basics of the ingredients. Very simple recipe. Check it out. Right here is our mise en place. Right here. These are the basics of our ingredients. We have some onions, carrots, celery. This is just a seasoning blend. I'll tell you what that is in a second. We've got some flour, which we're getting ready to use right now. A little bit of rosemary, and I have some cheese to finish it off. So, basically, this spice mix is just basically a little salt, some pepper, some garlic, and I have some onion powder in here and some paprika. So, let's get started. Okay, so at the outset, what I'm going to do now, I took my bacon out of here that I just rendered, and I'm going to throw in here my onions. And the celery and the carrots. We're going to do all of these at one time. Get them all ready to roll. Very simple. That's why I'm going to call this channel the Kitchen Experiment. Because it's like an experiment every time you get in the kitchen. I promise you. So, while this sautés, I'm going to move out of the way and let it do just that. But what I'm going to do is come over here and start slicing and dicing up my rosemary. If I can ever get my camera straight. So the rosemary, I've already rinsed it. But I like rosemary with potatoes. Anytime I cook potatoes, I have rosemary in them. Saying says is if it grows together, it goes together. Once that softens up a little bit, we're going to add some garlic to it, which I'm actually getting ready to slice up right now as well. This is really one of those soups that one of my old chef instructors would have called a soup that builds flavor. Or a flavor building soup, if you will. Yeah, I'm a fan of garlic, so probably about 4 or 5 cloves is what I'm going to end up using. I'm going to pull this down just a tad. Crazy part is cooking this right here right before Thanksgiving, just to turn right back around and cook again. So it's probably going to be video number 2 and 3, because for Thanksgiving I'll probably show you guys my squash casserole and my, if I can get this peel off of here, my squash casserole, and also either basil and tomato green beans or good old-fashioned macaroni and cheese. You know which one I decide to do. But I do know for a fact you will see the squash casserole. That's about ready back there, so let me get this together. I'm just add my okay, so first part of this is about, where in the world? This is about what we are looking for right as it's time to add the garlic in. We want them nice and soft. There is a technical term for it, but I'm not in school right now, so let's just add our garlic in here. Get at about a minute. These, I will tell you, we call these aromatics. Give off a nice flavor. Now, while that's doing that, I'm going to grab my flour because the flour is next. I'm going to add my, what we're basically about to do is make a roux. So to this, I'm going to take all my seasonings, just drop those in there, along with my flour, because I'm just like combining everything right now, right? So, and I'm gonna stir it all up, just like this. You know anything about soups and chowders and chili, well, not really chili, but chowders and soups and gumbos is what I was looking for. You know it's really all about the roux. So we're not going to cook it too long because we don't really want it to burn. This is a good color. It's only really this color because we added those seasonings in here. So now let's go and focus back on building the soup. This is really the base right here. So from here, we are going to add in our milk that we use to dilute some bouillon cubes in. I'm going to add the rest of this milk in here as well. Don't worry about the measurements. I'm going to post that in the description. I should have had my whisk. And it's alright. We're going to let that boil. Okay, so now once that comes up to a boil, it's going to start to get thick on you. So what you're going to do now is take your half and half. You're going to add your half and half into it. Just thin it out a little bit more. And at the same time, you're going to add your potatoes. That have been sitting in water. Throw your potatoes in there now. And you're going to let those potatoes cook for about 15 good minutes. That's why I cut them all. I diced them into about a ½ inch. To this, I'm also going to put my bacon back in here. Now, you can serve this two ways. You can wait until the end and put the bacon on. I kind of want my bacon in it because it's cherry wood bacon, one of my favorite kinds. And I like the flavor that it's going to give me while it's cooking. And we'll let that go for a minute. And let it go. Okay, so now this has done its thing. It's been about 15 minutes over here. So now what I'm going to do is grab my shrimp that I have over here, and we're going to give those a quick sauté. And we will get ready to just finish it off. The trick to these shrimp is not to overcook them. I'm going to use the process of carryover cooking, meaning the heat that's left, once we take that off of the heat, will actually finish cooking everything that's in there. And yes, I did rinse it. Here's a quick wash. So, let me turn those up because I actually want those to cook really well. Now, because I like butter, I'm going to throw some butter in here and I'm going to let those do their thing. Just a tad bit of salt and a tad bit of pepper on them. I'm gonna let y'all get a good look at this real fast. It's about what we're looking for. Those are pretty much ready to come off of here. These are white shrimp. That's good on those. Toss a little parsley in there just to give them some color. Now, believe it or not, we are actually just about done with this whole entire dish. Next step here is to grab my shrimp out of the pot or pan, whichever you're choosing to call it today. Shrimp going all over the place, look like. Okay. So what I'm going to do, just want to kind of a quick chop down the middle. Alright, so we're at the end of this particular recipe. So what I want to do right now is get it ready for the bowl. Melt me a little bit of butter. And to it, we'll add some croutons. But as far as our, we'll let those do their thing real fast. But as far as our soup goes, to our soup now we will add in about 1.5 cups of cheese. Add our cheese to it at this particular point, and also we're going to add in our rosemary and our shrimp. Okay, so now I'm at the end, and just in time for lunch. So, bring it to me. So this is basically it. Except a little bit of croutons. It's mine, so it don't really matter how it looks, but for the sake of the video, and there you